Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris-a-bit-weird.
We are glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2013, and this is episode 45. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. Podiversary. It's in August, I think. Which could potentially be interesting if we're traveling to Scotland that week. I don't know, I'm going to have to look and see when it is. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. We'd like to say welcome back to all of our returning viewers. Thank you so much for joining us week after week. We appreciate you very much. Big love, heart. And hello to all of our new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We're very glad that you joined us today. We'd like to say a special hello to 2 of our new viewers who introduced themselves in the introductions thread on the Ravelry group. Do you want to say who they are?
Sure.
Can you read it?
DESZ72, who is Dixie from Birmingham, Alabama.
Hi, Dixie.
And Puffy Griffinclaw, who is Cindy from upstate New York.
Hi, Cindy. Cindy actually found us because she found my Doctor Who baby blanket that I had made for our friends, Katie and Ian, and their new baby. And we started communicating, and that's how she found us. Because I said, oh, by the way. Because you know we're doing that hip to be square knit along this month, and she can enter those squares. Alright, we have a lot to talk about today, so we probably should get started. So here we go.
Now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Mare?
Still have this sleeve.
It's grown a lot. Holy crapola. Okay, tell them what it is first.
This is the second sleeve to my Watson sweater based off the Dr. Watson's cabled crewneck pattern by Trudi Brown. The yarn is Berroco Vintage in the Oats colorway. And the yarn, the needles are 3.5 millimeters, US 4s.
Are you starting to think in millimeters since we're going to the UK soon?
Sure.
Did you know there's also UK sizes?
No.
They're not as common, though, I don't think anymore. I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the UK sizes were how it used to be, like older stuff. I think it's converted primarily to the US and the millimeters. Okay, so show us how much you did, because you did a lot. Do I need to hold?
I did from here
to there. So how many repeats is that?
I don't know.
Approximately 3. So how many have you done total now?
11.
Out of?
15.
Wow. Because they're getting longer. Have you finished the increases?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're at the widest point. So you're just doing... Wow. Do you think you can get there by next week?
I don't know.
Should I issue her a challenge?
No.
Okay, no challenge. I'm going to guesstimate that you're going to at least be at 14 next week.
Yeah.
But I hope that you're done. Okay. I have a couple of things on the needles. This is not going to show you much because I just started this one. I'm doing some washcloth, the dishcloth squares for our hip to be square. Knit along. I finished some. You'll see that in the next segment. But this is what I'm doing. The yarn is I Love This Cotton in the Royalty colorway, which I have affectionately dubbed TARDIS Blue, because these are Doctor Who dishcloths. This is US 6's 4.0 millimeters, and this one is going to be the I Heart Heart Doctor Who pattern by Holy Narf, who is Lindsay. And so it says I Heart Heart DW. So that's what this one is going to be. It's fast. I probably will have this one done tonight. Ouch. I just poked myself with something sharp in my bag. That hurt. The other thing on my needles, well, let me tell you about what happened this week with my happy little conundrum here. So y'all know I've been working on my Stripey Everyday Socks, which I based on the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern by Erica Luder. And it's in the trying to get balls out here. The Brown Sheep Wildfoote Luxury Sock Yarn in the Lilac, Desert, and Little Lilac colorways. That's pretty true to color right there. So I'm striping these myself. And these are on US 1's 2.25 millimeters. So, I was doing these 2 at a time, toe up. And I about lost my mind while I was doing the gusset decreases. Because, since I'm striping these myself, that's 4 balls of yarn. So, they're separate. So, on both of the socks I finished the heel flap, did the heel turn, and started the gusset decreases. So on this, and then this one's on scrap yarn. There's balls of yarn inside the sock, that's why it looks all poofy. So this one is in the middle of the gusset decreases. This one, however, I finished the gusset decreases and am working on the leg. And I typically make the leg of my sock about the same length as the foot of my sock. So the foot was 25 repeats of color. There's 4 rows of color in each repeat. Although it's hard to tell that some because the multicolor does have the purple in it as well. So, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I've got 20 repeats. 3 of the color repeats will be ribbing because I usually do 12 rows of ribbing, which means I just need to do 2 more repeats of the pattern and the ribbing, and I'll be done with this one. And then I'll put this one on the needles and finish the gusset decreases and everything. So this one is almost a hoe. A half a done object. But I'm hoping to have both of these done next week. Ba-dum-da-da! That's everything that's on my needles right now. But get ready, in the next segment, I have a ton of finished objects. So, let's go there.
Now we're going to talk about our finished projects.
And I have a lot of them. So, I still have not showed you this one completely. This is a reminder, if you're interested in test knitting for me in the future, email me or Ravelry me, PM me. There you go. This is the scarf and fingerless glove pattern that I designed for my niece Lola for her birthday in September. She'll be 5. She put in a special request for a pink and purple scarf, and she got silvery gray in there too. My test knitters are supposed to be done by Friday. 2 of the 5 I know are done, and I'm waiting to hear back on the other 3. And barring something insane happening this weekend, I'm planning to release the pattern next week. So here's a sneak peek. And that's all you get. It's done on bulky yarn, so it's very fast knit. And the gloves are available in 3 sizes. So, next. Oh, let's see, where is it? I knit a hat for Damaris. Oh, let me show them the colors first before you put it on.
I wasn't going to put it on.
Oh, I want you to put it on. So this yarn is Berroco Geode in the moss. How do you say that word?
Agate.
Agate or agate?
I would say agate.
Agate colorway that I won from Diane of the Knittables podcast. And this pattern is Drizzle by Melski of the Single Handed Knits podcast. And it was done on US 5's 3.75. And I love it. And do you love it? Oh, that looks so cute. This lace panel is amazing. There's a lace panel here, and then there's, can you turn a little bit? There's a lace panel right back here. You can't really see it. But I did the medium-sized hat, and I didn't do the shortest one. I did the in-between. She's got 3, I
don't know.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Varying lengths of slouchy. That's not the word I was looking for, but levels. 3 levels of slouchy. And so I did the medium level, which I don't remember. She has a name for it, but... Semi-slouchy? Sure. So, I finished Damaris's. I love it. It blocked out. I mean, it grew so much when I blocked it. I love the little bit of a roll. She put a button on it in one of the on one of the hats in the pattern. I haven't talked to you about that if you want that. She did like a button just like right there. No button? Okay. And I'm going to have a matching hat because I have enough yarn left to do a matching one for me. I'm probably going to do the highest level of slouch. However, there's a bunch of projects to finish in between now and then. I loved the pattern. It was amazing. The one difficulty I had was knitting 4 stitches together. Oh, that was hard. I had to like be all crazy MacGyver-y and used like a crochet hook through the 4 stitches to grab the yarn and pull it through and then drop them off and put the stitch on the needle. I felt so MacGyver-y. It was awesome. And I love the hat. And I think Damaris does too. Do you love it?
Yes.
Oh, good. I did good. Okay. More finished projects. What's next? Dishcloths. Washcloths. Okay. I told you in the last segment I was doing squares. Okay. So, these are both done out of that same yarn as I showed you in the last segment. The I Love This Cotton in the Royalty, a.k.a. Tardis Blue colorway on US 6s, 4.0 millimeters. Both of these patterns are by Holy Narf Lindsay. Okay, let's show this one first. This is the Doctor Who Simple Dalek. Can you see it? So cute. And this one is the Angels Have the Blue Box. This is my favorite. I love this pattern. So, both of these and the other one I'm doing, the I Heart Heart DW, are all ones that I did in the Doctor Who baby blanket, and we picked our favorite 3 to do. So, 2 squares done for the hip to be square, knit along. Finally, one more finished project. Okay, remember, was it last week that I showed them this oh, my thing just went crazy. This cephalopod?
I don't know.
Did I show you all a cephalopod last week? Okay. Okay, so if not, we'll just have a little refresher. So, you know, we're going to Scotland really soon. So I'm trying to finish Christmas for my niece and nephew and the new baby who's coming, who actually is not due until after Christmas now, but the baby's still getting a Christmas present because I've already got it planned and it's just going to happen. So I do a theme. They get a book, and I do a theme with something cool knitted with it. So the book came in this week. Lola will be 5, Wyatt will be 2 just before Christmas, and new baby. So they're getting Wiggle Like an Octopus. I don't know if you can see the cool 3D doobobber thing. And it's got such cute pictures here. I'll show you the very last picture with all of the animals. Isn't that cute? So they want you to like wiggle like an octopus and scurry like a crab and sway like a starfish. I read it to the Hubs and Damaris and they were not entertained. But you know, they're not 5 and 2. No, I'm going to show that one. You can show this. So this was Lola's that I showed you last week.
That's cute.
This was Lola's cephalopod that okay, this is the Dandy Sir cephalopod pattern by Susan Claudino. Look on the project page for the details about Lola's. That was Lola's that I did. I think I showed you last week. So here's Wyatt's. Wyatt's is done in the Universal Yarn Patchwork and the Island Breeze colorway on US 5's 3.75. And he got a little mustache. Oh, how cute is he? Oh, oh. I got 8 legs. Oh, we got cephalopods on our heads. And I'm dropping the yarn. And the babies will be done in this, which, hold on, I don't remember what it's called. Stash! Good thing for Ravelry, you know, I love that when it works. This is SMC Bravo Rainbow Color in the Circus colorway. And I did the baby sweater in this a few weeks ago. It's got like pinks and blues and purples and oranges and greens and da-da-da, so this is what the babies will be in. But the babies will not have a mustache and will have sewn eyes out of like a solid color. Just so it's not a choking hazard. Don't you love the cephalopods? Are we dancing with the cephalopods? Wiggle like an octopus. That's all my finished projects. Alright, you ready for the next segment? Okay, here we go. Yummies!
Okay.
We have lots of yummies this week. Lots and lots and lots.
Tell them what yummies are.
Oh, yummies are like our favorite things, or good things that happen this week, or things we want to tell you, or just yummy. Yeah. Okay. Go.
We still have these buttons. We would like you to have them, not us.
Well, we want one too. We already have some, but we want to share.
We want
share the love of the GGK.
Okay. In the U.S., for shipping to somewhere in the U.S., shipping is about $1.50, and shipping somewhere about outside the U.S., contact up here, but it's usually about $2.
Yes. So, contact us. Okay. I'm still doing Stash Dash. Now, because I have not taken project pictures yet of Damaris's hat, or the 2 dishcloths that I finished, those have not been added into my total yet. So my current total, without those 3 things, is 3,158 yards, and so that means I have 1,217 yards to go. Once I add those 3 in, I should be well under 1,000 to go. So, Stash Dash, Knit Girls, go look at it. I'm gonna get there. Getting close. Alright. I'm doing the Lethal Adventure Knit Along, and we got like, oh, hello, I'm all bright. We got like okay, so people that are my age, Damaris' age, not so much. You remember when we were kids and we had those Choose Your Own Adventure books, and they were awesome. I love them. That's what this Knit Along is like. So this week we had gotten the Get Ready PDF. This week we got the Get Set. Show. And it told us that we have 4 choices to make. We can choose to do the Aqua Passage, the Orange Trail, the Green Byway, or the Golden Route. I don't know which one to choose. Aqua is going to be a neck accessory. Orange is going to be something for your head. Green is going to be something for your hands. And gold is a non-accessory item. I have a little bit of time to decide because we don't start knitting until Friday, July the 12th. I'm leaning towards the Orange Trail for my head with some yarn that I should have grabbed from over there and I didn't, that I won from Diane of Knittables podcast. Or the Green Byway, which is for your hands. Also potentially with the same yarn. See, the thing I love about Lethal, you can choose like any weight of yarn. She has like things, you can use almost any weight of yarn in her patterns because she just rocks like that. She's awesome. So which one will I choose? I don't know. Probably not the Aqua. Probably not the gold unless I just decide to use some scraps. So, anybody else doing it? Tell me. We can decide together. I won a pattern this week from Casey, who is Zephead of the Tangerine Designs group on Ravelry. She has like a FO thread thingy, and I entered my cool cephalopods in it because the mustaches came from her, and I got to pick a pattern, and so I picked trying to get the picture to where you can see it. The Hoaloha by Milski. And I think this is going to be the sweater pattern that I knit once we get to Scotland, because that's been my goal all year. Once we get to Scotland, I'm going to knit a sweater. I think this is going to be it. It's worsted weight on 7s and 8s. It's in my size. I've only ever knit one sweater, so I have not done a raglan top-down sweater before. So I'm excited. I think this will work. That's what I think I'm going to do. Okay. So, the very cool Stitching Out Loud,
I just want to hold it.
who is Kat in our group, is awesome, right?
Yeah.
So she and I have been conspiring against Damaris.
Against me?
Oh, no, I guess for Damaris.
I'll just be over here.
And Kat said, I have something I want to send to Damaris. Is that okay? And I said, sure. Let's keep it a surprise and make her open it on the podcast live. And it came on Monday.
I think.
Yeah, it didn't come on Saturday, because y'all didn't go get the mail Saturday. It came on Monday, and I was like, you can't open it till Wednesday. So she's been waiting. So here is the package. I'm trying to cover up our address. Here's the package. So Damaris is going to open it now, and then I will tell her about it, because Kat sent me a message and was like, I forgot to put the card in. Be very careful.
I'm always careful.
No, you're not. I feel like we should have, like, dramatic music here.
We have no dramatic music. We have no dramatic music.
We have no dramatic music today. It's getting there. She's opening it. She's opening it. It's getting there. Almost.
Okay, Mama.
I guess I should have pre-cut this. Sorry. It's taped right here on the side. Cut right there. Oops, you don't even have to do that. There. It's got stars. Look at the pretty stars.
You can't just grab things out of people's hands.
So tell them what it is.
It's yarn.
Oh, gorgeous yarn. Oh, that's pretty true color right there. So, hold on. Let me find the message from Kat. She says, she hand spun this. It's called Through the Vortex, and it reminded her of Damaris because it was the colors of the TARDIS flying through the vortex in the opening of the Doctor Who episodes. And she said it reminded you, it made her think of you because you always get so excited when we talk about Doctor Who. So she spun this for you. So this is WC Mercantile, hand painted by Rosie Lane Farm, 60% superwash merino, 30% bamboo, 10% nylon, approximately 290 yards. And I would say, I'm trying to look at the weight.
It looks like sport.
Yeah, I would say probably sport weight. You know what? That could be a cool cephalopod. She wants to make cephalopods. So what would you like to say to Kat?
Thank you.
I surprised her. We did good, Kat. High five. Kat and I just had a high five. Thank you, Kat. You rock. Okay. Next, we watched some movies this week. What did we watch?
Some Disney movies.
What did we watch? We actually rewatched because we watched them before.
We rewatched The Emperor's New Groove and The Jungle Book.
And she was very shocked that I could sing so much of The Jungle Book to her. Emperor's New Groove was not so much my thing, but I love The Jungle Book. The Bare Necessities song. Love that one. We're still watching
Granada's Holmes. Gonna Sherlock Holmes.
And we're actually in the return of Sherlock Holmes now. But we watched one of the...
feature-length ones?
Yes. I was going to say movie, but I know that drives you nuts.
They're not movies!
We watched The Sign of 4. We're going to watch some more when we get done recording, because the hubs is at work. He worked late tonight, so we'll be watching Sherlock Holmes. I'm still watching Covert Affairs. I'm like midway through season 2. Love it. Awesome. I started watching Damaris, not watching. Cece watching New Girl with Zoe Deschanel. It's so funny. Cracks me up. Like snorting, cracking me up. Like laughing, snort, haha. We're still watching...
all 7 series of Doctor Who before the 50th anniversary in November.
And we watched like 7 episodes on Sunday. So, where are we?
We are in series 4,
midway
through it.
What did we watch last night?
We watched The Doctor's Daughter.
I love that one. That's like one of my top ones. And then we watched the Agatha Christie one too, the
Unicorn and the Wasp.
Which was actually pretty good. I don't like the wasp part, but the rest of it I forgot how good it was. Because I just blocked it out because of the wasp.
One of my favorite ones is Planet of the Ood.
Yeah.
Because of the soundtrack.
And we watched that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still watching.
And next we have Silence in the Library and Forest of the...
River Song! He's choking her up. This is how much it's impacting her. River Song. I love River Song. Okay. The Instagram, well, it's not really Instagram, but, I mean, a lot of pictures are on Instagram, but also Facebook and Twitter and Plurk and Ravelry. The Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Photo Challenge. Okay, well, I'll talk about it and then we'll break so we can put some pictures in. So, it's going well. This is day 3. So we've done favorite yarn. Yesterday was tools, and today is texture. I have not taken my picture of texture yet. I will do that before we upload this. I'm enjoying seeing all the pictures and all the tags and clicking on them and loving them. So we're having a lot of fun. So it's not too late to join. Come join us. It's fun. You can post it wherever you want. Instagram, Plurk, Twitter, Facebook, your blog, Flickr, other places, Ravelry. Come join us. It's fun. So we're going to stop right here so we can put some stuff in, and then we'll be right back. Aren't those pictures good? Yeah. Okay. Now we have a spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled for Elementary Season 2, you probably need to fast forward a little bit. So the news this week. Do you want to tell them?
Rhys Ifans. Do you know that name?
Who is he?
Rhys Ifans. He played the Lizard, Dr. Kirk Connors, in The Amazing Spider-Man, the 2012 one. In the Neverland miniseries, he played James Hook, and in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, I think both parts, he played Xenophilius Lovegood. And
Guess who he's gonna be?
Okay, Mama. Don't shout, don't shout. Do not shout.
Guess who he's gonna
And don't squeal. He's gonna be Mycroft Holmes in Elementary.
And he lives at 221B Baker Street. And Joan and Sherlock are gonna go visit him there. I'm so excited. There's lots of exclamation points in the show notes. which I probably will not put into the show notes because we don't want to spoil anybody. But in the show notes to tell us what to talk about, there's about 30 zillion exclamation points. Okay. Now let's talk about Scotland! It has been a very productive week. Are you okay? Are you loving your yarn?
Are you okay?
I am great. Are you loving your yarn?
I might be.
Do I need to leave you two alone?
No.
Okay. Scotland. So, on Friday. Why is this funny? So, on Friday, we had to go to Fort Worth for our biometric appointments. So, the bad part was the hubs woke up with like 102 fever. We still had to go. He took a bunch of medicine, and we made it through. So our appointments were at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. We got there at 11:15, and I was like, I know we're early. We came from out of town. We didn't know how long it would take us to get here and to find you. We walked out completely done by 11:35. Crazy. And we were having all those issues with the other location, not wanting to get all three of us in one day. What is that about? So, we left there, went straight to the post office, sorted all the paperwork, got it all together, priority mailed it to the British Consulate General in New York City, New York. It arrived, because I tracked it, on Monday. And then I got an email yesterday that it had been opened. And hopefully, fingers crossed, please keep your fingers crossed, toes crossed, prayers, thoughts, good thoughts. It shouldn't take more than 15 days to process. Hopefully, closer to 7 working days. So hopefully, by the end of next week, they'll be processed. And I already have the tracking number for it coming back to us because we had to pay for it to come back to us. And the only way we could do that was to do express mail, which means it will be coming overnight when it comes back to us. So I have the number and I can just keep tracking and watching for it. After we left the post office, the Hubs was just so kind because he knows how much we've been wanting to have Chewies, which is our favorite Mexican food. I'll put some pictures in. Pictures. Creamy jalapeno sauce. Oh, so yummy. We had cheese enchiladas with deluxe tomatillo sauce. So good. Yummy. And then after we finished there, we went to Books A Million and sold 6 boxes of stuff to them. And they bought everything. That was awesome. More money in the savings account for the move. And then we came home. In 9 hours' time, 6 of which were driving. We did all this. Well, 6 of which were there and back. So the 3 hours in between were driving around in town and doing the appointments and post office and all that stuff. It was crazy busy day. And then we came home and the Hubs slept for like 16 hours. And then after he woke up, he felt fine. So it was some fluky thing. What else? We have a flat. I said that to people at small group Monday night and they looked at me like I was insane. We have a place to live. That's what they call apartments. Flats. We'll put some pictures of that in too. Okay, not the inside of the flat, because we don't have any of those. But we have pictures of the outside of the building and an overview, like looking down. Aerial. Like from Little Mermaid?
No, A-E.
I know. I'm just harassing you.
R-I-A-L.
So, we have a flat. And I know some of y'all saw it on probably Plurk, I think is where I talked about it, because we had some brouhaha with it. They were going to make us pay for 2 months before we lived there. and we were able to work with them and get it down to 2 weeks. However, with that, if our visas come through quickly, there's a possibility that we'll be leaving for Scotland earlier than we had originally planned. So potentially we may be leaving around August 19th instead of around September 3rd. So that's like 45 days. Oh my gosh. And I didn't realize how, I mean, I knew it was coming. It was kind of, it's one of those things like, I knew it was coming soon, but then it turned July and it was like, oh my gosh, we're going soon. Right? So we've been kind of doing some other things this week. You know, like when you're moving, like just like to another town or another state and all that last minute stuff that you shove in that one last box. We can't do that. So I went through some stuff yesterday. This weekend, the Hubs is going through clothing and packing his fall and winter stuff, which she and I have already done. And the big thing still is the Hubs books.
We still have a lot of them.
Because I think I told you all last week about the whole brouhaha about the airline and flying in. So, we are going to try to put some of them in luggage, but he's not going to be able to take as much as he originally had thought. And it's expensive to ship them over. Is that everything about Scotland?
I think so.
Fundraiser is still going on for a little while longer. About another month. Here's the web address. If you want to know more. And we'll put some pictures, all these pictures we were talking about, we'll put in right here. And then we'll go on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what books we're reading and what TV we're watching.
So, oops, I just hit a button on my computer. I'm still reading Starflower by Anne Elizabeth Stengel. Tales of the Goldstone Wood, book number 4. That's Sundaisy 920, who is Angie in our group, sent to us. And look, Angie, I am so close to being done. I think I figured it out that if I keep reading 2 chapters a night, I will be done on Monday. And it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. What are we reading together? Well, kind of together.
The Wizard of Oz series by L. Frank Baum.
So I'm still on the first one.
And I'm on the second one.
What's it called?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Should I look it up real quick?
No.
I'm going to do it anyway. No, not IMDb. I bet it's this part right here. We'll list all 14 books. Background, publication, plot, adaptations. Well, I want you to tell me. Oh, how about sequels? List of Oz books. That's what we need. I'm reading The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. She's reading The Marvelous Land of Oz. Because remember, we got our wires crossed, and I started reading Wicked, and she started reading Wizard of Oz. I haven't been reading it as fast, though, because I've been reading Starflower still. But also, I read this week from the handy-dandy Kindle Lending Library, The Atlantis Gene by A.G. Riddle. Now, there's a whole long description, but I'll just tell you the short one. It's a thought-provoking techno-thriller about global genetic experiments, ancient conspiracies, and the mysteries of human evolution. Its complex characters and historical and scientific details will stay with you long after you finish. It's a fast-paced adventure, and it's the first book in the Origin Mystery series. And it was really good. It was long, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun to read. That's what we've been reading. TV. Continuum. 2.4. Second Skin. So this was about Kira's partner this week. So we saw her partner in the future, and then we found out that her partner was thrown into the past. But further in the past than Kira. Her name was Elena, and she was thrown into 1975. And she got married and had a family, and Kira meets her as she's dying of old age and bad health. They find her, though, because her suit got sold in a garage sale, and it came online, and there was this whole thing about it. And it was really sweet because Kira was bringing Carlos to meet her, and she had died, and there was this whole moment, and it was... And Liberate is blowing up oil tankers and trying to get the suit. And I didn't put this in the show notes, but Alec is dating a girl. I don't know what her name is. Next episode is Friday the 5th. 2.5 Second Opinion. Do you want to talk about Warehouse 13?
Sure.
You want to at least tell them, and then I will tell, because I know you are irked with how I wrote this.
Warehouse 13, 4.19, all the time in the world.
So, Anthony Stewart Head, who was
King Giles.
Who was Giles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he was also an angel, wasn't he, at some point?
Ew.
No. He was never an angel. Forget that. And also was King
Uther. Pendragon.
In Merlin. But I still call him Giles. And James Marsters, who was Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. I know I'm right on that one. They were both in the episode this week together as brothers. Giles and Spike. Brothers. And on Facebook, the Warehouse 13 official page, they were, before it aired Monday night, they were like, Giles and Spike are in the episode this week. And I was like, ha! Because they called them Giles and Spike. I don't even know what their names are in Warehouse 13. Giles and Spike. That's how I referred to them in the show notes. Giles and Spike are brothers.
I think Anthony's character is Paracelsus.
Yes, that's right.
And James's character
is Count somebody.
The Count of Saint Germain.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I pay attention.
So Giles is the one who made them all immortal. Spike was a vampire and he was immortal. Do we see connections here? Claudia got unbronzed after this whole long thing, and they had to get a blood sample from her brother, and he wouldn't answer the phone. But now there's something wrong with Miss Frederick and the warehouse. Because apparently Giles, as, what's his name?
Paracelsus.
He used to be the caretaker of one of the older warehouses, and so now they're and problems, and Miss Frederick is losing her mind. There's not a problem with Claudia and Miss Frederick, because Claudia is the future caretaker. But Giles is the past caretaker, and so he's taking priority, and it's making Miss Frederick go, wah. And you know what? The next episode on Monday, 4.20, The Truth Hurts, is the season finale.
I didn't even know this.
Season finale! They've already started filming season 5, which is the final countdown. Final season. That's TV this week. On to the next thing. The June color cow is over. And we had how many entries?
47.
No, 46. That was the first post. I said 2 through 47. That's 46. 46 entries. Okay, quickly, let's tell you the ones that got finished this last week. You want to start?
Let's
take turns. You start with this one.
Stitching Out Loud, who's Cat.
She's the one that gave you the yarn.
I was about to say that.
Go for it.
She finished her
Sacre Blue.
Sacre Blue, her
That's part of the name. The Sacre Blue Trivet.
Oh. Her Insane Clown Handspun and her Blue Handspun.
You know what? That blue handspun is your yarn. She tricked her. We tricked her. Okay. Linda M. Noble, who is Linda, finished her Summer Stripey socks, her Voodoo You Love Me, and her Sunflower socks.
A Knits Insanity, who is Katie, finished her Stripey socks.
Sundaisy 920, who is Angie, finished a pink little bunny, and it's so adorable.
You say this one.
Oh. M. Queen finished a bikini. It's so funny. It cracked me up. Okay, you say the last two.
Phoenix Fire, who is Tracy, finished her Renaissance Gradient Handspun, and Wisconsin Knitter, who is Eileen, finished her Waterfall socks.
So we're going to do 2 prizes. Hold on. Here are your choices, if you are one of the winners. You can either choose a Geeky Girls Knit button, show them, that we will send to you.
Button.
Or a pattern. How much?
I don't remember.
$6 or under on Ravelry. A giftable pattern. Okay, so we have entered 2 through 47 on the random number generator. Generate.
Result 47.
Which is Wisconsin Knitter Eileen. Congratulations, Eileen. All right. And who is the second winner?
35.
35, 35, 35. I'm trying to find you. Is Christy Ray. Who is Christy? And I know, or I'm fairly certain, she will not choose the button because she already has one. So your face is all lit up on a dark and stormy night. So congratulations, Wisconsin Knitter Eileen and Christy Ray, for being our winners. Send me a PM with your choice of whether you want a button. If you want that, send me your mailing address, or a $6 or less Ravelry giftable pattern. Tell me what you want, and we'll get it sent to you. On to the next thing.
Now we're going to talk about the July Hip to Be Square Cal.
And we had interesting discussion this week about what is a square.
What is a square?
Because a rectangle could be a square.
It's kind of a square.
Some rectangles are squares. No, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
I forgot this. Because I'm not good at math.
It has to have 4 equal sides.
That's not equal at all. Now you made it a trapezoid. Now you made it kind of a triangle with a sort of flattened
You know what I'm
end.
saying, square. So, the rules for this cowl, it has to be square. Like my simple dollar dishcloth here. Washcloth. Somebody is doing an adorable stuffy that's square. Did you see it?
Yes.
It is so cute. I can't remember what it's called. I don't have it pulled up. It's cute though. That's gonna be adorable. Blanket squares. If you have questions about what counts, or if you wonder if something counts, just ask. We'll tell you. It has to have been started no earlier than July 1st and finished no later than July 31st. Unless it's part of the exception caveat, such as a large project like a log cabin blanket, or the life that you've begun earlier but will finish in July. If that's the case, contact us for approval. We don't have any finished projects yet, other than my 2 squares, but today is only the 3rd of July. So, get your squares on, and be hip to be square. And on to the next segment.
We have come to the end of the show.
It's the end of the world as we know it. Tell them.
So we're still having our 200 member giveaway because we don't have 200 members yet.
We're getting closer though. Every day we're getting closer.
I don't know what we're at.
In the 180s, I think. So, invite your friends. Come join us. How do they get to be part of the 200 member giveaway?
If you're a member of our Ravelry group,
then you're entered automatically. Alright, we have a VKN this Friday at 1 p.m. Central. Friday the 5th of July. Because we do them on the first Friday of the month at 1 p.m. and the 3rd Friday of the month at 6 p.m. Central. So this Friday, VKN. Watch Plurk, Ravelry, all those fun places for the link. Okay, we need to briefly talk about the whole elephant in the room Blip TV issue. So, you probably have heard, if you watch other podcasts, you probably heard it mentioned, that Blip TV, who is our host for our podcasts, is kicking knitting podcasts off. They had stopped accepting new knitting podcasts shortly after we started, but now they are kicking people off. We have not gotten the email saying we are being kicked off yet. The probability of that happening, though, is pretty high from what we have heard. At this point, y'all already know that our podcasts are also available at YouTube, so that will be there. If we do get kicked off Blip, we are investigating other ways, because if you're like me, I like to be able to download my podcasts, like via iTunes. And you cannot do that with YouTube. So we are investigating those things. It will cost money. So, we will try to figure that out, and we will keep you updated. But if you have podcasts that you watch or listen to, and suddenly they're not updated, go look on their blog or their Ravelry group or something, because they could have been hit by the Blip TV issue. And it's affecting all of us in some way. Even if we haven't gotten the letter yet, we're all aware of what's going on. And so, support your podcasters. Be encouraging to them, because it is frustrating to have been doing something a certain way, and then all of a sudden being told you have 14 days to figure out another way to do this. So, Blip, please don't kick us off. Okay, tell them where they can find us online, at least for now.
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.blogspot.com, and there are links to iTunes, Blip, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, etc.
Yes. And be sure and join us on the Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo A Day Challenge. We're having lots of fun with that. Knit your squares, or crochet your squares, or weave your squares. I don't think you can spin a square. If you want to try, I'd be happy to look at it. But I'm really not sure how you would do that. And I think that's it. So with that, we'll say happy knitting. Have a great week. Happy 4th of July to those of you in the U.S. Happy Canada Day a few days ago to our Canadian viewers. And if there's any other holidays, I don't know about them right now off the top of my head. So have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next week. Bye. Tell the people bye.
Bye.